Hi guys, welcome to another beer review, and today we're going back over to Manchester. Let me just make sure, and it's not Salford. No, it's, well, Salford Quays in Manchester. And yeah, we're going over to the Seven Brothers Brewery. And this is the Stout Porter, which is dark, delicate and daring. Clocking in at 5.2%. Our beer. After mixing our ingredients for this deep but silky dark beer, we gave it a more daring and edgy character by adding a hint of licorice. Why? Because we can, and the result is an easy, flavoursome beer with an edge. Our philosophy is that beer should not just be for beer geeks or beer monsters, it should be for everyone with taste. I completely, wholeheartedly agree with that statement, and with the whole kerfuffle now of the Goose Island Bourbon County stuff being released, you're starting to get a lot of these self-righteous tits, especially on Facebook, like going, boycott AB InBev, boycott AB InBev, boycott Goose Island, blah, 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 blah. When a lot of them are actually going out of the way to pick up bottles of the beer that they've been, so vocally opposing of for the rest of the year. And it's like, you hypocritical arseholes. But fair play to them. I mean, I understand, going on a little bit of a rant, why people choose not to support breweries like Goose Island, because of course they've been taken over by AB InBev. I see. I could totally see their point, but don't talk to other people as if they're scumbags because they might like the beers that they release. I hate this whole really snobby, like, hierarchical bullshit that happens in beer, but I don't hate it enough for me to lose sleep over it, because at the end of the day I don't really care. I'll buy beers that I enjoy. I don't care who owns them. I know personally that I put much more money into independent smaller breweries than I do when I buy a beer from a brewery that might be owned by a big conglomerate. So I know I'm still doing my part, but I'm still enjoying beer at the same time. And I'm not sure exactly what the opinion of the folks over at Seven Brothers regarding that situation is, but yeah, I like the fact that it's accessible beer just for people who want to enjoy a good beer. And I think that's something that we sort of lose sight of, to be honest. But yeah, so the Seven Brothers Brewery. I have had their IPA before, but can't remember if I uploaded the review or if I lost it. But picked this up in my local co-op as part of their 3 for £5 deal in their sort of like local beer range, which I think's fantastic. I mean, about a couple of hours ago, I did review another Manchester beer from Brightside Brewing Company, which was the Manchester Skyline. So, you know, Manchester, you should know by now that it's probably my favourite city in the world. I absolutely adore Manchester. No city will ever come close to that for me personally. And I think that Manchester's got one of the most intriguing and exciting beer scenes right now in the UK. And yeah, I've seen these guys, their names thrown about a bit recently. I think they also provide beers for the... it used to be called... Well, I think the building is called Urbis. Who remembers Channel M? You know, Channel M News with that guy who used to present... it wasn't Tomorrow's World. Oh, what was it called? I can't remember. But, yeah, Channel M News. What a... Channel M in general, I don't know if they're still running, but they used to have their news show shot in the building, and you saw just outside of Victoria train station. Beautiful building, fantastic building. I remember when they had the I can't remember if it was the Factory Records exhibition or just specifically a Hacienda exhibition, and it was just absolutely phenomenal. And now it's the Football Museum, which used to be in Preston North End's ground, I believe. I can't really remember. But beautiful building. You'll see it if you go to Manchester and you get off at Manchester Victoria, which has gone through such a beautiful transformation. And of course, it's connected to the MEN, where we had that horrible, horrible incident. But the people of Manchester, so friendly, so full of spunk, and so resilient. And it's just, it's a city that I implore each and every one of you guys to go check out if you've not been there already. And if you like your beer, there's some exciting stuff happening in Manchester. So I'm going to get off my little pedestal and get on with this beer. So a stout porter. I'm not too sure if they mean it's a stout porter, as in stout strong porter, or if it's like somewhere between a porter or a stout. We shall find out. And using my beer deluxe glass for the first time in quite a while, just thought I'd change it up a little bit. And that's actually got quite a nice little glug to it. So, beer in a glass then. That's not completely jet black. It's got that sort of like a cola look to it, albeit without a ruby hue. You get a really nice mahogany and pale brown colours on the edge of the glass. But yeah, that is really quite dense. The light is only just going through it. And beer poured with about 1 finger's worth of a slightly tan-coloured head. And it looks like a black coffee for the most part. So we shall see what we get in the aroma. It's a really subtle smelling porter / stout. Lovely roasty coffee tones. Nice sort of dark chocolate caramel malt character. You do get a big hit of licorice in there. And a nice sort of like dark boozy cherry or blackberry sort of aroma. But yeah, it's a lovely balanced beer. And it's not the most fragrant of its style, and there's no really strong, stark aromas in there. But what is there? It's bold, and it's really, really nice. Yeah, and I'm getting like that slight cola syrupiness from it as well. A little bit of chocolate also. Yeah, it smells absolutely wonderful. So let's give it a taste. Cheers. That's lovely. That's a lovely. Does it say what ABV is? 5.2%. Yeah, that's a lovely, robust, yet somewhat sessionable. I'm going to say it's a stout. Maybe that's just like a play on words, so it could be an in-between of them. It's up to the discretion of the people drinking it to work out what they would say. But yeah, lovely roasty coffee tones in there. Nice subtle smokiness, a little bit of a char. That licorice in there. Sound like I was being sick then. That licorice in there like really blends well with that like charcoaly coffee flavour. It's got the upper end of medium mouthfeel, but it's still a little bit velvety. So it's not too thin, because like stuff like dry stouts, I find the body just a little bit too weak to carry all those flavours. But for 5.2%, the body is bold enough to carry those flavours. Slight spicy, peppery tones on the tongue as well. That is a real surprise. It really, really is. I did not know what to expect from this one. But they've done an absolutely proper job on this. Excuse me. A little bit sticky as well after you've drank it. Got like slight chewiness as well. But it's all about those malts for me. I'm not really picking up too much licorice flavours. It's more like the bitterness from licorice that works well with the coffee bitterness. But it is there. Dark, delicate and daring. Yeah, there is a real sense of delicacy to it. Yeah, it's not trying to be brash in your face. I'm sure Seven Brothers do like an imperial stout or potentially an adjunct stout. But yeah, this is a really good, like, accessible. I'm not going to say base level because it's much higher than a base level stout or an entry level stout. But that being said, if you're trying to get yourselves into like real ale and craft beer, and this was part of a 3 for £5 deal, I can't think of too many stouts at that ABV and with that availability that could stand up to it. So I got subtle desserty tones like Black Forest Gatto, very subtle. It's not a sweet stout by any stretch, but it's so nice. It's robust, delicate and mature at the same time, if that makes sense. That is a really nice beer. I'm enjoying that a lot. Like the aroma, it's got that like chocolate covered revel. Yeah, the chocolate covered revel. The coffee revel sweet chocolate. Fuck, I can't talk. I've only had 2 beers tonight already. I haven't really had much today though, so it's probably getting to me a little bit, but that's a lovely beer. It really is. If you want to take a break from these big adjunct dessert stouts, give this one a go. It's absolutely fantastic. I can't pick out too much wrong with it. Lovely lingering bitterness on the back end. Yeah, it's definitely one that I would pick up again because I can't think of too many stouts like this that I would pick over it. So it is one that I would, you know, if it was in the co-op again and they had a few bottles, pick it up. Christmas is coming. Be great to have it, you know, as part of your Christmas dinner sort of thing. And I've probably completely made this video irrelevant post-Christmas viewing by mentioning Christmas, but I don't care. That's a lovely beer. It really is. Fantastic stuff. So in terms of a rating then, on the Seven Brothers Stout Porter, I don't really know what the actual proper name of this beer is, to be honest. It is, I'd say it is more of a stout than a porter. 5.2%. Yeah, fantastic stuff. I'm going to give that one a very solid 8 out of 10. One I would definitely try again. And I think you could make like a really nice gravy or like a steak and ale pie with this sort of stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely picking that up again. So if you've tried this one or any of the other Seven Brothers Brewery beers, then let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. Any recommendations are always welcome. And yeah, so check out obviously Seven Brothers, links will be down below. Check out my stout playlist, check out my real ale playlist, and of course if any of my friends and fellow beer tubers have reviewed this one, their reviews are going to be down below also. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I shall hopefully see you all later. Cheers.